Alright guys, here we go. We're going to talk about adverbs. And I would say of the three you have to study for your next class, this is the most difficult one. And the reason why I put this with the conjunctions and the interjections is that those two are a little bit on the easier side. Those don't take a whole lot of practice so much. Adverbs are the ones that are going to take every brain cell that you own. Adverbs. They are the most powerful part of speech. They can describe not only verbs, hence adverbs. They can describe not only verbs, they can describe adjectives, so they can describe a description word, or they can describe themselves. They can describe another adverb. So they really are the most powerful. How can you tell it's an adverb? An adverb sometimes ends in ly, but not necessarily. For example, friendly, it's an adjective, but it ends in ly. So just because it has an ly doesn't mean that it's going to be an adverb. However, quickly is an adverb and it ends in ly. So you have to look to see what the word is and how it is functioning in the sentence, because not all lys are adverbs. Let's take a look at these though. These are the ones you can always count on. The words that are always adverbs regardless of where they are in the sentence and regardless of what they're doing, they are always adverbs. To, very, really, and not. Now, this too is TOO, like too much work. TO is a preposition, and TWO is a number. That would be your adjective. So TOO is your adverb, like too much soda. So let's take a look at what they answer. An adverb can describe these kinds of things. These are the questions that adverbs can answer. How is something done? When is something done? Where is something done? And how often is something done? Now, if you notice, I was asking questions, I said, is something done? If you're doing something, it's usually a verb. But as I said, it can also be an adjective or another adverb. Let's take a look at some examples. The girls in my science class are extremely friendly. Okay? So, adverb is extremely here. Remember, we already talked about friendly. Friendly is the adjective. It answers how. How friendly were you being? So if you can put your question here, how friendly were the girls? The girls were extremely friendly. So your answer is your adverb. So in this case, extremely is your adverb. It's describing an adjective and it's answering how. How friendly are the girls? Okay, let's look at the next one. I will see you later. Okay, well, later is our adverb because if really, it could be process of elimination. I is a pronoun. Will see is a verb phrase, so this is a helping verb, and this is your main verb. You is a pronoun. If you know you're looking for an adverb, you only got one word left. So in this case, our adverb is later. And later answers when. It's a time word. When will I see you? I will see you later. Okay? So in this case, when will I see you? See is a verb. So we were describing an adjective before, and now we're describing a verb. Okay? Let's look at the next one. We went outside for a walk. Okay? Well, again, process of elimination. We is a pronoun. Went is an action verb. For is a preposition, so we're not sure about that one. A is an article, and walk is your noun. So you're really between outside and for. Now, in this case, this is not a conjunction. You would not say we went outside because a walk. So this for is functioning as a preposition. Let's take a look, though. Our adverb here is outside. Okay? So we're answering where. It's a location thing. Where did we go? Go is our regular verb. Go is kind of an irregular verb. That's why it's went instead of like goed. So we went outside. Where did we go? Where? We went outside. So our adverb answers our question. So in this case, we're describing a verb, and it's a location word. So we've described an adjective and two verbs. We've answered how. We've answered when. We've answered where. Now let's look at this next one. The teacher frequently updates her web page. Okay, well, the is an article. Teacher is a noun. Web page is a noun. Her is a pronoun. Updates is an action verb. Now, if you talked about downloading updates on your computer, it would be a noun. But we're talking about she updates it. It's an action she does to the page. Okay, so this is our verb here. And remember, our adverb is going to describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. So in this case, frequently is describing updates. Okay, now it's a time word because it happens a lot. However, it doesn't really answer when. Frequently means it happens a lot, right? Over multiple times. So it would be how often, okay, not when. So how often is frequently. How often does she update it? Frequently. So in this case, we're describing update, which is also a verb. So we've described an adjective and 3 different verbs. Now I know you're saying, now wait a minute. I know we describe adverbs too. Haha. Let's look down. Note, sometimes you can have 2 adverbs next to each other. Okay, if one is describing the other. This is where we talk about adverbs being the most powerful part of speech. So for an example, we're reviewing parts of speech very quickly, you think. So we can label all of these parts of speech and figure out the rest of our adverbs. We is a pronoun. Are reviewing is our verb phrase. Are is usually a linking verb, but because we have an action verb next to it, this is our helping verb. So we have a pronoun, helping verb, action verb, parts of speech. Parts is a noun, of is a preposition, speech is a noun. Then we have very quickly, okay? Quickly is our usual adverb here. It answers how. How are we reviewing it? Quickly. Now, we're describing reviewing, which is a verb. Notice that they don't have to be next to each other. They can be way far apart. Okay, so in this case, we are describing reviewing with quickly. How are we reviewing? Quickly. But we have one of those words that I told you is always an adverb. And it's friends with the other adverbs. So we have 2 adverbs sitting next to each other. Very is answering how. How quickly are we reviewing? Not just quickly, but very quickly. Okay, so in this case, our adverb is describing another adverb. And that's possible. Adverbs are not fun because they really can describe basically anything, and they can show up anywhere. They don't necessarily need to be next to each other, although they can be. So my suggestion to you is that adverbs fall almost anywhere in the sentence, and if you can't find them, do what I was doing and label everything else. So it will narrow your possibilities. Okay, it's nice to kind of be able to do process of elimination. So adverbs are a little bit difficult. Just keep in mind that if you can label everything else, then you should be able to find them. Keep in mind that the title is Adverbs. It already has it in it. So it has verbs, and you can also look at the beginning. It describes adjectives as well. So it describes verbs, it describes adjectives, and it describes other adverbs. These are the hardest to find. I will suggest that this is where you put most of your concentration. So take a look at some of the examples. We will definitely do some work on adverbs in class. Please bring your questions. These will take lots and lots of practice.